I notice the people who say, quit feeling sorry for yourself, are people that did some rotten shit to people and also had it made throughout their damn life and never had anything bad happen to them. And when they did have things bad happen to them, is by their own wrongdoing, or they get themselves caught up in shit where they did something wrong to somebody and they take advantage of them. I noticed people that had it made most of their life are the ones that take advantage of people because they start falling into poverty. But when they're not in poverty at the time, they're like calm and collective and they look at you like you're insane because they got it made. And then when they don't have it made, they go around fishing looking for somebody to take advantage of. And they always look for somebody that's an easy target. And that's what the court system does. That's what the cops do. That's what the paid help does. When they live with their parents, they think they're better than other people. Like they're so full of themselves. And they think they're so highly intelligent, especially when they're living with their parents. And they think that they can't ever be touched. And then when they leave their parents' house, you see them paying their fucking bills. The parents are paying their bills, paying their rent, and they still think they're like in power over other people and they should have a rights. Like they talk so much smack, talk so much shit. The main people that talk a lot of shit are the people that are pampered by their parents. So they think that they're all fucking brave. But then when they're alone and on their own, they tend to humble themselves until they find people that, will worship the ground that they walk on. Then they think their shit don't stink again. That's why you be seeing these teenagers that go around want to beat people's ass and shit over something stupid, especially the blacks. People don't like to hear the truth. And Facebook, of course, restricted me from what I said. I'm not allowed to state my opinions, but they're allowed to state their opinions. And it goes to show when they state their opinions, they're helping brainwash the whole fucking world. And when I state something, they get butthurt about it. And they want to go after me, but they won't go after someone on TV or some shit like that. They actually laugh about what they say and everything. And it's like, if what I say is not true, why are you going to go restrict it? Act like you're a keyboard warrior and you're saving lives when you can't even heal anybody's life. You can't even protect your own fucking family, but yet you're out doing a job saying you're out helping people when we already know you're fucking leeching off of families. You're not helping people because you're getting paid in a way where nobody agreed for you to get paid. You're just fucking getting paid to help other people, and it's not even helping me. You're skipping me all the fucking time. And then you motherfuckers constantly keep saying, quit feeling sorry for yourself. But if you were in my situation, you went through the shit I went through, you wouldn't be saying that shit. And you wouldn't be freaking saying that I should live poor like the rest of the whores that didn't even do nothing with their time. And I'm 44. Of course, 20-year-olds are fucking different. They still have time to work on themselves and shit. But then again, there's 20-year-olds out there that are help doing a lot of rotten fucking shit and only thinking of themselves. And then you get the teenagers, same thing. They're out running the streets only thinking of themselves. And the school system ain't teaching them shit because when they get out of school, every fucking time they get out of school, you see it happening all the time. They blame others why they ain't got no ideas. And then they run back to government, working for government, doing the same fucking shit, not learning nothing from it. It's like, wait a minute. So you graduate, you get your diploma, and then you become a bus driver or you become a false ass teacher. How are you teaching anybody if you spent most of your time, 12 years in school, and then you graduate, and then you go back to school teaching the same shit? Well, like, what the fuck? That's kind of stupid. This shit don't make no sense. Now I could see if a parent was picking out the teacher, you know, and the teacher had actually done some real life skills in their life besides learning from a school, or school was a choice, parents had a choice, then that'd be different. But no, they don't make it. They don't allow anybody to have a choice, and the people that are fucking controlling the shit are people that have no kids and they're fat and they want kids and they can't have kids, and that's all because of their parents. And not all their parents are fat. A lot of their parents were in charge, and they baby their kids so much, and they hated anybody that was making fun of their kid, calling them fat. So they put them in power, telling them what they want. And these kids, fat adults, are very spoiled, entitled people, and they know how to sweet talk people to get their goddamn way. When they, like I said, when they have it made, they're calm and collective and look at everybody like the crazy one. But when they don't have, they start fucking, framing and blaming and conning and manipulating to get their way. And that's why you see them in power. That's why they're everywhere. They're in the children's home, they're in the public school system, they're in courthouse, and they're in the hospitals. And then you have people saying, "Well, it's because we're short in staff." You're short in staff because your business is phony. Nobody wants to work for a phony ass business but the phonies. The ones that, they're just happy that they get to be in leadership. And they don't care how they're fucking anybody's life up because they're obviously mentally ill or they're criminally insane. And they think it's right to do rotten shit to people because they think that that will never happen to them because they don't believe in karma, because of people telling them, you know, I've seen these people getting away with this and that. It's like, yeah, they're only getting away with it, but for now. And then they go, through the process of being hurt by it. And then they go and tell everybody what they've been through. And they tend to tell people that never been through that shit. And those people feel bad for them. So then, like, they only feel bad for people that were wealthy. They don't feel bad for people that were in poverty. So they turn to those people, and those people feel bad for them, and they lift them up. And they don't lift the people up that, earned their share in life. It's always the ones that did something to themselves, just like the celebrities. Listen to a lot of the lyrics that the celebrities sing. It's all fucking petty shit, and it's stuff they done to themselves, and then they're blaming other people for what somebody did to them. Like they chose to smoke that crack. They chose to freaking drink and keep on drinking, and then they chose to eat and overeat, and then they're decide to change, or the doctors too as well. They sit there and blame the doctors for what they're going through when that's their fault. They chose to go that path, but then they're being treated like, they're the victim. And they're not the goddamn victim. They didn't use their damn head. And the ones that used their head are being treated like they didn't. And the people that were born sick, they're treating them like they weren't born sick. And the people who were born protected, they're treating them like they weren't protected. And then you got them holding up their goddamn American flags, the ones that are protected, sitting on their scooters, and they're fat as fuck. I seen that at 4th of July. It made me sick to my stomach. Them like going like this with their flag and shit. And they're sitting on their scooters and they're fat as fuck. And you're not supposed to judge those people. Those people can judge you. And they get the most money. They get the most help. And then you wonder why this country's getting worse. Because look who they're helping. All you got to see, clear as day, who they're helping. And you know why shit ain't getting better. And all you got to do is look at who they give jobs to. And you know why shit is not getting better. And then you look at the freaking YouTube videos where it shows the help is talking to people like they're mental patients and say, "Well, I'm not going to give it to you because you're rude to me." It's like, no, the customer's always right. And if you got rude customers, then you need to take that up with the landlords and the bankers that are allowing all the shitty people to live among us. You don't look at the fact of who's in power here. The people. They keep talking about, government. When they sided with government from the beginning, and then the government turned on them, so then they turned on the government, and then they need other people to side with them. It's all happening on both sides. You got government problems, and you got people that aren't even part of government, that were a part of government, that got fired from government, sitting there acting like they on our side, and they're not on our side. They were on their side the whole entire time until the government turned on them. Then all of a sudden, they're going to play as us. When we were fucked over by them, left and right, I put my trust into the government. I put my trust into family. I put my trust in the neighbors. I put trust in friends, and I got backstabbed by all of them. That's how I know it's both sides. Why the fuck would I vote left or right when both sides are fucked up? They're both hypocrites. They don't help anybody in need. They help people make sure that they don't freaking learn to think for themselves. That's why they're giving them so much catering. And if I, didn't use my head, I would have died years ago. With the amount of income that they gave me and the amount of help they gave me, and they didn't give me no help. And the people that judge me always have a partner aside of them, and they're telling me to stop feeling sorry for themselves, for myself, or they'll say, "I'll pray for you," or like, "That wasn't me, honey." And it's like you're working for the same branch, so yes, that was you. You are who you hang with. If that person done some fucked up shit to me, you done some fucked up shit to me too. And you're ignoring, and you're only thinking of thyself. But then when you get fired, you want everybody to feel for you. I noticed that about a lot of fucking people. They are very hypocritical, only thinking of themselves. And men judging women all the time that had a baby, and they can't even have a kid their fucking self. And the women that side with them that can't, women are side with their women that can't have a kid by themselves, kid either. That's why they're siding with the man. Only fucking reason why they're siding with the man, because they can't give birth themselves. So yeah, you can relate. A man can relate to a woman who can't give birth. He cannot relate to a woman that can give birth. But what you see in the courthouse, you see it in the courthouse. Judges hypocritically judging a woman that can give birth. And hypocritically judging me that can't drive, did less, spent less. They spent more. And they spent more not towards to go towards what's right, but more towards thyself. And then talking about they have a right to judge people in the court of law, saying you stole from me. You stole from my boys. You stole from all the men that spent all that time having fun and building for themselves. And you call that help. You literally call that fucking help. By you paying yourself and then taking from single moms. And then saying you're helping people. And I'm not talking about the single mothers that are purposely doing it. I'm talking about single mothers like me. Because there's tons of single mothers that are wannabe victims, and they got parent help. They got parent help, they got friend help, and they got fucking government help. They ain't fucking victims. But they try to put us all as a whole. We're not. And that's what we're fucking dealing with that too. They're purposely becoming single mothers. And they're fucking including me in that bullshit. And I didn't fucking sign up to that shit. That's why I talk about the older generation of the single mothers. Not the fucking ones today, because they all went off to school. They were forced to go off to school, showing they're not fucking victims. They were warned about it. Why not to have children until you get your shit together and find the right freaking community? You have your man has enough income. you have enough skills to be able to do a side job or whatever to bring money in when you're at home, just like they did back in the day. They keep talking about like, well, back in the day, the father was just making all the money, and the father wasn't allowing the woman to do what she wanted, and she was like enslaved by the father. It's like, no, back then, what they did was the father, when he came home, he gave the woman the check. You're thinking of the man that kept his money, that's part of the MGTOW movement. Look at their attitude. No fucking woman in the right mind wants to be with them. They get angry over everything, and they think their money is their money. And that the woman is supposed to just bow down and kiss his ass, and when he feels like he pays her. When he was supposed to give her the whole check, and he was supposed to choose wisely so he can give her the whole check. And nobody ever wants to fucking shame the man for picking out the wrong woman. But yet he wants dominance. He wants rights to be in power when he's making so many fucking mistakes. This shit makes no damn sense. Plus, not only that, certain other women would also have a side job where they would, make some type of like jelly, like for bread or some shit. They or they would make wine, or they would make clothing. They get their like sewing machine and shit like that. Get the materials at the stores and stuff, and they make clothes. They buy these mannequins and stuff like that, and they'd be selling clothes. There's all types of side jobs that they did while they were home, when their kids were doing something else. Like if they had, because sometimes not everybody can teach their kid, but you need somebody to um, multiply, so that way there's more helpers in the world. So when the kids went to school, they would do that on the side. They would do that type of work. And the schools weren't packed back then either. Only certain people went to school. They keep talking about this money thing. Nope, it depends on the fucking heart and mind. Not only did you have to have money, you have to have a heart and mind. You have to have the spirit of God in you to be able to go to the school. Like you're a copycat, yeah, but you can't come up with so many thoughts. You just like you have ideas, but you just need skills in life, and you don't have it. So you go to school for those skills. These days, the school system ain't teaching any real skills. They're teaching you enough where you go turn to one of their people to go work for one of their fucking lousy ass businesses that are copycats of somebody else's freaking creativity. That's why you see unbranded shit all over in the damn stores that are a copy of somebody else's family tree. And they're trying to market it as the same fucking price as the original. And they're not supposed to be doing that shit. But yet they don't like people stealing from them. But you're not looking at the fact they stole first. All of them stole first. And I even know somebody that was doing that. They're looking at other people's like materials, right? Of what they created. So then they'll go in their little workshop and they'll fucking redo what that person. It's just like somebody that draws. Like I used to draw like Mickey Mouse or whatever. I draw what they were drawing, but I want to go and sell it. These motherfuckers are selling that shit. They're not supposed to be doing that. And that's why things are getting worse, because they think it's all right to steal from other people. And then when you steal their work of what they stole, they sit there and say you stole from them because they put in the work. It's like you stole their fucking idea. You had no right. You had to make sure you came up with your own idea, your own invention, your own uniqueness. And you're not doing that. And that's why you're seeing movies where it's being replayed by somebody else and they're redoing it, stealing from that fucking family tree. They came up with that goddamn idea, that story in the first place. And then you see the singers doing the same shit. They're singing about somebody's life, but they claim it as their life. How can it be your life when you're having friends, family, and you got a producer that picked you and shit? You had connections. So that wouldn't make you a fucking victim. That would not make you a loner. That would not make you somebody that is making a difference in the world if all you're doing is singing songs, feeling sorry for yourself, and then having the nerve to say stop, quit feeling sorry for yourself, only because you got fucking help on your side. A lot of these singers were fat, on drugs, were thieves, selling drugs, and then they went to jail, straightened their life around, and now they're famous and they're rich. How the fuck's that make any goddamn sense? This shit don't make any sense. But then a mother that fucking sacrificed her time couldn't fucking get ahead because she has to sacrifice all her time for the children is seen like one of those fucking celebrities. It's fucking bullshit. Same with the football players. There's masses of them. What's that doing for anybody? That's only entertaining men. Men are being entertained all over the fucking place. And so are you might as well call the women the men too. They didn't even have a fucking kid. And they're acting like the fucking mother. They're acting like they sacrificed so goddamn much. When all they did was party that whole time. Everybody's got videos of it, pictures of it. Them enjoying themselves this whole time while the whole place was invaded. All these people smoking fucking crack, living in the houses and shit. All these people going off to work, getting freak accidents, deliberately on purpose just to get a fucking check. If you got a freak accident at work, that means you're not an expert. You lied on your freaking app. Humans make mistakes, yes, but not when it comes to their job. And we're seeing government making so many goddamn mistakes and pointing fingers at the person who wasn't in power. I didn't get paid for shit they did. Same with all these people that go to work. They all on disability now because they hurt themselves at work because they lied on their app and said they were an expert. Same with the freaking business owners, stating that they got what it takes. They're loyal people, trustworthy people to open up a business, know how to hire the right people, know how to make the righteous judgments, and you can clearly see they don't. Because they're always firing, hiring, pointing at what they fucking hired. When yes, the person that came there to fill out the application was a fraud. But so was the fucking business owner. So that doesn't make any of them a fucking victim. As they're saying to someone like me, quit feeling sorry for yourself. Just like the landlords. Landlords will bring all these people in and then they want to take people to fucking court when they're the one that put them in there. They set them up. It was set up to fail. Showing they're criminals. Landlords, all of them, in these times are all fucking criminals. They're the Lord of the Flies. Maggot land. They create nothing but fucking trash everywhere they go. They can't even clean up their own backyard. They gotta have somebody else do it for them because they say they're on business. Business for what? If you can't satisfy the other side, your business sucks ass. If the customer's not always right, it shows that your business sucks ass. And it shows you're bringing in nothing but bad people and you ain't got no one to blame when you got fucking bad customers come the fuck in. It shows that you're siding with the landlords. You're siding with the public school system that is hiding behind children when there's a shootout. Notice how the most people that get killed in the fucking school system is the children, but not the teachers, because the teachers are being hidden away from the bullets and shooting the students, showing that the teachers are in on it. And the reason why I know the teachers are in on it is because when I was a kid, I would walk the hallway all the time because I was always kicked out of the fucking classroom because I was always being a class clown. So I always had to sit out on the bench or the chair. And then I'd be roaming around in the hallways all the time. And then the one time, as I'm roaming around the hallway, skipping like I always do, fucking acting like a dumbass and shit, um, the gym teacher's running around trying to look for me because he knows I'm the only one fucking roaming around at the day at school. Because they used to always say, Patricia Heim, please report to vice principal office, because I was always fucking doing my own thing and always getting in trouble. And the teacher, of course, the principal, the vice principal, the one that was, the temporary one, he couldn't scold me half the time because he said I was hilarious. And he would have to, turn his chair because he couldn't look at me. Because every time he looked at me, he pictured what I did. He had to turn his chair back around and start fucking cracking up laughing. And it's like, hey, look, that goes to show you're hiring people that can't even control kids. But but anyways, I'm roaming the hallway. The guy's telling me, "Oh my god, get in the class. You're gonna get hurt. You're gonna there's a gunman." And I'm like, "Where? I don't see no gunman." He said, "Get in the classroom now. Stop being a fucking asshole." And then I go in and I'm sitting there, and of course I get to hear about the people from LD. And I said, "What are you doing here?" Because I was trying to get in here, and they wouldn't let me in because I can't fucking. I'm stupid. And he goes and says, "Well, they don't teach us shit in here." He said, "I don't even know why we're in here. We're supposed to be in the other class, but we're in here." And I'm like, "Well, I wanted to be in here because I can't understand what the teacher's saying. I can't pick up the shit." And they keep saying that my IQ is fine, and they didn't even give me a goddamn number, so I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I can't copy half the shit that they're copying. But then I find out through one of the kids there that it was the teacher. The teacher is holding the students hostage with her husband. So, when you're hearing about the school shootings and you're hearing all these deaths, and none of the fucking teachers got killed, knowing damn well everybody can't stand the fucking teachers, that's how you know that shit was staged. That's how you know the teachers are in on it and the fucking principal. So go ahead and believe their fucking bullshit. They fell to the bottom. Their family spent the most. The kids are not innocent if the kids know how to push the parents' buttons and bully them. And also bully the other side too. Bully the teachers, bully the freaking cops, bully anybody that they freaking choose to bully. They're not victims. That's how I know that the whole system is rigged. I didn't listen to my parents because my parents were doing things they shouldn't have been doing. So I don't think I had a right to listen to my parents. But the parents that were doing right, the children aren't listening to their parents. And then when they get into a fight, you see the cops siding with the child because they're a child. They're helping with the fucking shit. They're causing the problems. They're the ones that spread it. Because if there's less people of me, who do you think is spreading all the fucking bullshit then? If I'm not smoking crack and there's masses of people smoking crack, what the fuck's that say? If I'm not a drunk and there's masses of people of drunks, how's that fucking my fault? If I'm not out scamming, they're out scamming, how the fuck is that my fault? Look at the people that are getting paid to lead, but yet they're never at fault. They're blaming other people what they fucking forced in, what they freaking they voted in, who they fucking gave homes to. They're selling fucking crack to fucking everybody. How's that my fucking fault? Why do I owe people who failed at leadership? Why do I owe the landlord for giving me slummy ass worn down fucking apartment buildings? While he gets a new fucking one. Why do I owe to pay help that's fucking taken from the hospital just to buy homes when they're not healing anybody? But yet they get money up front like they did. I thought you're supposed to be rewarded after the job's done. And they haven't made perfection, but they're all getting paid like they fucking healed people. You're seeing masses of people all fucking sick. And then you got the people that want you to feel bad for them because they kept going back to the same fucking doctor. And they want to sue. It's like, you're just as bad as the person who fucking made you sick. You're no victim yourself. That's when I can say, quit feeling sorry for yourself. Because people warned you, and it ain't our dumb fault that you kept getting fat while still taking those pills. When we told you to stop fucking taking them. And I'm talking about the people that go to the fucking quack docs. And people not looking for a second opinion, knowing they have a fucking car to go look for another doctor. Like, I'm not listening to you. Something don't feel right. While someone like me that don't have a choice, they pick my doctors, they pick whatever the fuck they want to pick for me. I can't fucking pick or choose anything, even with the homes. I had some fucking asshole at the Section 8 office the one time in Berks County sitting there saying, you picked the home out. It's like, don't even go there. There's so many fucking homes out there for us to choose from. Yous had fucking choices, I didn't. And you're sitting there acting like I didn't earn my Section 8 when I did. I signed up to the program willingly to be monitored for 3 fucking months to prove that I am not doing what other people claim that I'm doing, to only get fucking backstabbed by staff members that are still on fucking drugs, siding with the druggies that are in the fucking halfway house that were forced by the court order to be there. And they're feeling bad for them because they were targeted when they did that shit to themselves by not caring about their fucking kids, doing drugs while pregnant, whoring the streets looking for men. But they're seen as the fucking victim. In my opinion, they're not mothers and they're not women. It doesn't matter if they gave birth or not. They're a birthing chamber. But I was used as a birthing chamber by men that are on that side of the evil side. And the men that sided, that dated the women that were no good, they're not victims because they chose that out of all in the world. Now, the men, of course, that are mentally slow and nobody gave them any goddamn guidance and shit, on what to look for in a woman, and the woman's a lot brighter and she's taking advantage of them, that's fucking different. But if they're in some type of goddamn accountants, they're good with mathematics, they're good with building, they're good with this and that, they're not fucking victims. Only the ones who can't even get a fucking higher paying job are the fucking victims. But when you got 2 people that are like that can't get a higher paying job, but they're the mastermind behind it, they aren't a fucking victim. They're somebody who tried to take advantage of people to get ahead. And they did for a little bit, and then they fell again. They're not victims. Like the ones that have mothers that work for the government, they should have known better. Working as a nurse. Notice that a lot of them that have nursing jobs, their kids grow up to be fat, on crack, or all that. And I'm talking about the ones that had fucking father in their life. Mother wasn't doing it on her own. Or they had family help and friend help, even government help, and they still fucking did wrong. Only because they're picking up the bad habits of government. The fuck do you expect? They ain't picking that shit up for me. And when I smoke a cigarette, they want to judge me with my cigarette. It's always the fat people. It's like, hey, where were you when my mom was smoking cigarettes when she was pregnant? And do you know back in the day they allowed them to do it? So you can't fucking blame them back then. But you can blame the fucking kids today. There's no reason for them to smoke. I'm allowed to smoke, but they raise the fucking goddamn cigarettes because there's so many people buying it, right? And the people that are buying it shouldn't be allowed to fucking have it. The only people that should be allowed to have it are people that were around it. It's in the hospitals. It was their world. And the other side took away that goddamn world. They have no right to judge what they never been through. They're from the other side of the goddamn rainbow, going over to the other side trying to say, we're here to heal you. It's like, get the hell out of here. You couldn't even heal us when we're fucking kids, and now you're going to sit there and come at the last minute like you're Christ saying you're going to heal us. That's for fucking children. That's not for freaking adults, you stupid ass. You're making everything backwards. Having fucking young, stupid ass fat bitches call me sweetheart and honey and talk to me like a child at the fucking store. Tell me what I can and can't have, and then carding me on top of it when they know damn well I'm of age. I came in there how many damn times? I showed them my ID how many times? How many fucking times do I need to show it to you? It's fucking stupid. It's just because they're on a goddamn power trip. That's why they're all going to go downhill. Not everybody is a good fucking person. And you just giving everybody a fucking job because they can do the job. You're stupid. And that's the reason why shit's falling apart. You're siding with people who have no goddamn heart. It's like the movie The Wizard of Oz. You're hiring a tin man with no heart. And they don't act like the person in the movie. You're hiring scarecrows with no brain that just copy. And you're hiring the cowardly lions who are only brave towards someone like me. They don't act like the movies. They have the titlement of it though. And of course, Dorothy was clueless and siding with just anybody because that's all she had around her. She's walking while other motherfuckers are driving. But the ones that are driving are seen as the fucking victim. How the fuck is that fucking right? They have choices. Somebody who can't drive doesn't. And then you have people that lost their license because of traffic violations and shit. Fucking trying to play as me. And then I go across the street. They go and get me for jaywalking, but they didn't put down jaywalking. They put traffic violation. So it makes me look like one of the ones that fucking lost their goddamn license. I never drove in my fucking life. That's why my name is Patty for Patsy, the scapegoat. If they skip me, they treat me like shit, what makes you think you're fucking special?